Anybody ever realize that we're all in charge of our own stories, but we're also side characters in other people's stories? So while we're the heroes in our own stories, we can be either side heroes like an assemble in somebody else's story, or we're the villains. So, you know, I'm just saying, you you gotta, you gotta think about things, about the way you want to be and who you want to be in life. How do you want to be seen? Do you want to be seen as the villain, or do you want to be seen as the hero? Because if you want to be seen as the hero, there's certain ways you gotta act. And if you want to be seen as the villain, well, it's very clear how villains act. They hate anybody who's different. They don't like learning new things. And not like in a spectrum kind of way, like a ASD kind of way. They just hate it. More like in an absolute narcissist way. And not like that little bit of narcissistic flair we all have and love. More like that just, it's like, oh, I like being a narcissist, and just put all points into narcissism. So that's the deal, You're the hero in your own book all the time. Alright? And that's the egocentric view of life. That's the egocentric view of life, It's the recognition that in our own bodies, in our own minds, we are the creators of our own stories, the authors of us. But when we're thinking like that, you gotta be like wise about it, right? You can't just waltz into everybody else's stories and just like mucking about like a big old mucky muck, right? You can't go mucking about and mucking everything up. You have to respect the fact that when you're in somebody else's story, while you're a hero in your own story, the protog of your own story, you also have to recognize they're the protog of their own story, and now you're an assemble. And when you're recognizing, that, there's the protog, you gotta recognize that you're gonna have the people who are gonna be conflict towards you. They're gonna create conflict for you. They just want conflict. Because they're villains, that's what they do. But hey, if they're bringing you conflict in life, that just proves you're a hero. Because the more conflict they bring you, the more they are trying to disprove that you're the hero. And if they're trying to disprove you're the hero, and their behavior is the villainous behavior, just think, just think about that. Sometimes being a hero is recognizing when all you have to do in any situation is nothing. Sometimes it's actually just better to get hit. It's better to take a hit sometimes, and not to dish a hit back. Sometimes it's just better. It's a better choice. Sometimes when we have to fight back and when we have to push back, that time comes. And it's a time nobody wishes for. You should not be wishing for the day you get to fight. Unless it's in a ring, in which case, all the more to it, A good martial artist always knows that there is the only right time to use your martial arts skills is inside of a ring. All other times, you do your best to not have to use your martial arts skills, And That's it. Now, me, I actually can destroy the universe with, like, the flick of my fingers, but I don't, because without a universe, where can I exist? So, instead, I shoot fireballs from the flick of my fingers, you know? Nice. Like nice. Like nice. Like nice. But yeah, so, you know, it's just recognizing there's a time and place to use your strength, and there's a time and place not to. And the time and place not to is almost everywhere, and the time and place to is almost never anywhere. I think that's really the most disappointing thing of having ultimate knowledge, is that you can never actually use it. Oh well. Fireball. 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 Arcane Strike. Arcane Strike. Arcane Strike. Arcane Strike. Love you.